Wave at the camera. Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock God Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here, right next to the San Diego landings. Pretty busy San Diego landings here in Point Loma. We have a couple of great guests from CCA California. We have Chris and Toni. We're going to be talking the Star Tournament, all the great stuff that CCA does, and a lot more. And of course, fishing too. So you stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan. So the only guy I haven't got tickets to is Nate. I never got his.
Oh yeah, he's I think he's back today. He was in Baja. He was in Bay of LA. So
Okay, all right.
yeah.
But everybody should have it.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, mine came through. No problem.
Okay, cool.
That was gonna be fun.
They the fan gave us their suite for a day, and I gave it to the guys at Fisherman's Landing. So but they do everything electronically now for tickets. Like if you want a ticket, so I had to like electronically distribute 18 tickets to these guys. It was like
the suite for the putters game?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, we got the fans.
it was like
I thought we
I gave the whole thing to Doug and Rick.
Yeah.
I'm going along, but yeah, I'm the only. It's all their guys.
That's cool. We actually have a system like that too. Events too, where it turns into a virtual ticket.
Hey, Pete, Facebook mics are live.
Huh?
Eric just said that the Facebook mics are live.
Hello.
Really?
This is when Rick's glad he didn't say anything dumb. Which he's been known to do. It's not Rick's.
Let's do this.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
cool.
That's cool.
That was fun. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. What a fun show today is
Yeah,
going to be.
it
With the
is.
crew from CCA in here with Chris and Toni. Lots going on right now with the start of the season kicking off and more of the weekends and fish fighting.
Fish fight.
Tournaments coming today. It's going to be a great show.
After Aaron's report yesterday on that volume, more volume than last year,
Yeah, it was cool.
and a big spread of it.
The other
So
thing,
it's coming.
the other thing that I loved hearing from him was just the talk of like how much 40 to 80 pound fish is in our world, and that it just stayed untouched. You know, that's just a size that doesn't work out for them dollar wise, so they just don't touch it. And he said there was a whole lot more of that than there was big fish, and there's a whole lot of big fish. So yeah, life is good right now.
Yeah, it's very good. And the Coronado Islands is straightening out too. I was there on Thursday with the former director Wayne Cotto, CCA, and beautiful water in the middle grounds. A little pocket of water where there was some yellow in there, not a ton, but I guess it was a ton on Monday, and they saw a big spread, and there were a few caught on Thursday. We saw a few caught, but it was 65, 66, and purple blue. So that little stretch of water. So it's almost time. It's about ready, or it's going to happen. So We're ready for it.
It seems like the word from the islands has been it's very much worthy of you going. You know, it doesn't mean it's wide open and you're going to catch a ton, but if you're there and you're actively fishing, there's going to be little shots that happen all throughout the day in terms of catching yellowtail. And then, like you said, you know, mid 60-degree clean water and some good current. There's always bass fishing to be had there, and there's always good ground fishing to be had there. So yeah, it's time, man. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's time. You go fishing.
Yeah, let's go fishing. So what's been going on with CCA, Chris and Toni?
Oh, what hasn't been going?
Yeah, you guys have been busy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us, by the way. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch going on. Most recently, our 2025 Star Tournament just kicked off yesterday at midnight, which we've seen a whole bunch of great reactions on social media. We've seen a whole bunch of submissions as well. I think more this opening weekend than last year, which is great. But a whole lot of participation. I can't thank all the anglers who are registered out there enough. And if you haven't registered already, there is still plenty of time, because we've told this story many, many times over the last 6 months, where the guy who won our grand prize, our 18-foot Parker from West Coast Marine and our 150 Yamaha motor, won the boat on two.
That's so rad. I love that story.
2 entries.
That's cool.
Most entries, Toni. Saltwater bass.
That category had the most number of submissions. Before the tournament started last year, we thought, oh, for sure, it's going to be bluefin, it's going to be kelpie yellowtail, it's going to be a no-brainer.
And of saltwater bass, I thought you guys did such a good job, like category wise. Like it's a very achievable number,
Spread.
but it's also not a no doubter every time every person goes, no big deal. Like I thought it was such a good. I thought like the category that it took to get a qualifier was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to make it, relatively challenging, but not terribly hard to where no one was going to participate. So,
Yeah.
And we've also brought in a bunch of other divisions as well this year that we've made adjustments to, and guys are responding. It's pretty cool.
The biggest one that we loved, obviously being San Diego folk, was the opportunity to be able to fish in Mexico.
Yeah,
that just opened the door to a lot of people down this way. I thought that was a great call on your guys' part.
I will say Pete was probably the biggest advocate on that.
Which you mentioned a lot of the San Diego guys, all the guys that are fishing Coronado Islands, down the coast and outside. It's like, and also, it keeps people honest too, right?
Yeah. I mean, just to open up boundaries this year alone, we're expecting a whole lot of more participation, not only in submissions, but also just entries in general, where we have basically all these boats right out here. They're all eligible now. They're all in the game, which is great. And we're really, really stoked about it.
The other thing that makes it so successful is you guys did a really good job of not making it difficult to participate. It's easy to sign up. It's easy to submit your entries. It's everything, like you did a really good job.
Oh, thank you. I mean, a lot of the groundwork, I think I mentioned this last year, where the Star Tournament in general was about a 2.5-year project on our end. And, a lot of credit goes to our state board. A lot of credit goes to our executive committee, along with the Star Tournament committee that, a lot of people put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of hours. And, I'll give credit where credit's due. Our first committee chair, Chris Wheaton, laid the groundwork and set us up for success quite a bit. And our new committee chair, Davey Brown from Okuma, has done a great job too this year.
That's awesome.
So we've had some 2 stellar committee chairs.
You guys have a good team.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
So
a team.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So tell us about the Star Tournament, Toni.
Oh man, how much time we got?
Yeah. Tell us, how does one get into it first of all, and participate?
Yeah, so like Chris had said, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, and we try to make it as seamless as possible. When you go through the app, you're able to, if you're not a CCA member already, you're able to become a CCA member, join into the Star Tournament, and you're in. So there's a lot of work that took place behind the scenes to make that possible. You can also do it through our website, but now Star Tournament's getting going here. Go through the app, get yourself situated. If you have a CCA account with us, use the same email that you use onto the Fishing Chaos app to get you signed in and registered.
Okay, easy.
A lot of the folks over at CCA National, we were just talking about it before we kick it on here. where both of our phones have been ringing off the hook. People just either trying to register last minute or having just a little technical issues. Our good friends at CCA National have been on the phone with our people as well. So a great start. And we're, like I said, we're really looking forward to it. And also, before I lose focus, if we say something or if we miss something, all of the details of this tournament can be found on our website, ccacalifornia.org/star. And because there's a lot going on, obviously, there's a lot going on. We have so many different opportunities and ways to win cool prizes, whether it's every week, whether it's through a social media incentive, whether it's through our brand new shorts division, which is great news for not only us, but also the future of sand bass, which is a new added twist that we added this year.
So describe that.
Yeah, what's the twist?
Yeah, so with our new shorts division, where with our
Division.
shorts division, yeah. So you guys recall the Fish and Game Commission deal with the sand bass going on the last couple months. Well, we're putting we're putting our effort where our mouth is, to where we want to collect all of the pictures, all of the data of the short fish called recruitment. And we're getting all that info from our anglers that want to contribute to citizen science, and they're doing it themselves.
Because that was one of the big talking points from the opposition of wanting sand bass to be restricted, that there was a lack of short size fish.
Yeah, and that's been a general theme going on at the federal level, at the state level, to where there's a lot of data that needs to be collected, but there's hardly any funding for it. So anglers are stepping up in a big way through our Star Tournament, along with our good friends over at SAC that are doing their part as well. We're all working together to really put together some really good, unique data that really is kind of missed in general.
So a calico bass needs to be 18 inches to make a mark, but there's a special division for taking a picture of all your short sand bass, or every sand bass you catch.
Exactly.
Qualifier or sub size.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah. So every sand bass that you, if you're entering the Star Tournament, every sand bass that you catch will be eligible for a prize.
That's cool.
Wow.
The shorts division, though, does not
Yeah,
qualify you for.
Not getting a new Parker. You're not getting a new Parker for a 12-inch sand bass.
Just make that
Yeah.
anything over 18 for the sand bass.
But there's nothing you guys do that's not cool. Meaning like that, whatever prize it's going to be, there'll be something worthy of your time, and you're also going to get to be participating in in collecting good science for us. But you're not going to win a Parker from a 14-inch sand bass.
Sadly, no.
All right.
Sadly.
Yes.
So tournament is on right now, right?
Mm-hmm. It started Saturday at midnight. We've seen quite a few entries this
Friday night.
12:01 Saturday.
Oh, yeah. So
yeah.
been on for-
Of submissions.
Our new added species, link cod, had a couple submissions.
All right.
Wow.
And species too, I think.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. The anglers are getting after it. I like it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So what other things are you dealing with CCA right now?
Oh, like Tony said, how much the huge battle with sand bass, which is that was a good outcome for us. We have a 3-year sunset on that, to where we're going to have a forced fish limit for sand bass. But the good news is it's a 3-year sunset, so we have to deal with that for 3 years. But in the meantime, we've along with SAC and other groups, ASA, committed to collecting that important data that we just talked about. So that's been going on. Our next focus has been a primary focus, but our next battle would be probably the MPA petitions coming up in July and November at the Fish and Game Commission and at the MRC. If we're not doing that, we're doing 30 by 30. We just had a 30 by 30 meeting on Friday with a few updates there. But really, it's a never-ending battle, to be honest, especially in California. But if we're not doing that, then we've got plenty of great events going on. Usually this time of the year in the summertime, we take that time to not only get our chapter presidents together, but also, we plan out the year about in June to August or so. That's pretty much our downtime throughout the year, because back in August, we kick back up fundraising again with special events and all that. So
great.
Yeah, whole lot going on.
Yeah, a lot. And what does that leave you time to go fishing, Tony?
If Chris lets me.
So what's it like following up Wayne Cotto, the Energizer Bunny himself, right?
I didn't realize he had such big shoes, just looking at his stature. But You know, it's been great.
Hey, watch it on short people.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm one of those. You know, it's been great. We have a huge support team. We have great volunteers. We have great leadership at our state board level, at our executive committee level as well. We have two great leaders in Bill Shedd and Doug Lasco. I mean, you can't.
Amazing guys.
They've done so much for not only the industry, but just for fishing in general.
And we should mention, you know, Bill Shedd has been leading the charge for a long time. He's kind of taken a little bit of a backseat, but not really. He's still working hard. And Doug Lasco has just done a fantastic job of kind of taking the reins, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten to know Doug for the last couple of years now, working super close, and he jokes, which is pretty real, where he talks to me more than his wife. You know, we've developed some great working relationship, and you know, we're constantly on the phone with each other and making sure that our priorities and our goals are well aligned. And you know, I think it's great. And like I said, when you have a great support system going into this job, it just makes it that much easier because it already is a unique, I'll call it a unique job in itself.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Very unique job. Definitely. So, what's next? I mean, okay, we've got the Star Tournament kicked off. So what's next, Toni, in the world of Toni and Chris and their hard work that they put towards CCA?
Well, like Chris had said, we pressed pause. You know, obviously show season's over. We had a handful of fundraisers and a couple events that recently just passed. So unfortunately, our summertime, we don't really get a break, really. A lot of it is logistical planning on the back end through Star, making sure all that goes seamless. The summer planning for next year, like Chris had mentioned, and then we'll kick off more fundraising events starting in August, September, somewhere around.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we just had the Anthony Shea dinner a couple of weeks ago, which I know both of you were at. I'm guessing you guys had a good time. I don't.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah,
and what an honor for Dave, and see Anthony come out too, and all the people that came out. Amazing.
That was our most successful fundraiser.
Yeah,
in California history.
Raised a lot of money.
Raised a lot of money.
Very generous participants.
Absolutely. I mean, when you follow that up with a great Maxa taps deal where we honored Pete, I mean,
it was a special night for sure.
It was a great 1-2 punch for sure.
It was good. And
we did.
That's the San Diego chapter, yeah.
Yeah, our San Diego chapter led by David Chavez. They did a great job.
They really did.
I mean, Toni can probably speak better than I can, but really, those guys put in some time in that.
It's more than blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, they put so much of their heart and soul into that event, and especially with someone like you, Pete, that they absolutely adore and wanted to honor. They wanted to make it a really special event.
And it was, truly was. But so much better organized this year too. I mean, that was the second year in that venue, and they had it so much more together. The food was amazing, all the different beers and all the different and the people too, great people, and the prizes, really great prizes.
You guys did a great job.
Yeah.
Well,
So, so who's next? What's the next event?
Chapter, they're going to have a golf tournament hopefully in August. I think that's in August.
Nice.
If I'm not mistaken. But we also have a Star. We haven't really touched on it yet, but for Star this year, a new added twist that we added was we're actually going to have an awards party.
So be announcing the winners there.
That's awesome. How fun.
So that's going to be September 13th at our Bass Pro Shop in Irvine, which is great, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully, and it's gonna be completely free to come. So we're gonna hopefully get a lot of people there. Hopefully, get our winners there. We'll see, but yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and you know that again takes a lot of planning, a lot of time, a lot of effort, but never ends. And we've been used to it for many years.
Yeah, we have a great show lined up for you to talk about. You have questions about CCA, what they're doing for us as anglers for our future of fishing. Fill us in.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And also just two great fishermen, both with Chris and Toni in here too. Today's just going to be a great day talking fishing, talking fun, and most importantly, talking about all the great things that are happening with CCA. If you want to join us this morning, man, we want to hear from you. Give us a call at 833-288-0973. One more time to reach us on the phones, 833-288-0973, or send us a text. Already a bunch of great text starting to roll through. And if you want to text the show, it's only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download, easy to get. You can catch all the archive shows. If you missed that great show yesterday with Captain Aaron Barnhill and you want to check in on the archives or any of those great past shows, you can do all of that through the Let's Talk Hookup app. And it's the only way that you can text in your questions to Chris and Toni today. When you do, make sure you include your contact info along with your question. All we need is a name and a phone number, and that's just in case you win the killer prize at the end of the show today. And what a great prize it is, and what great timing. One lucky caller or texter at the end of today's show is going to get to go on a full-day trip on board the Mission Belle with Captain Cameron at a Point Loma Sport Fishing.
Yeah.
And like you say, what great time seeing those guys, conditions straightened out, good fish, and the yellowtail that they are catching are really
nice.
great. Awesome. Big mid 20-pounders and some even bigger than that. It's just
Yeah.
awesome, and really excited to see Cameron having such a great job getting that run going with that new acquisition of the Mission Belle for their family, and they're doing a great job. And one lucky caller or texter is going to get to join them on a free trip. Again, if you want to get through, it's 833-288-0973. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls, reading those texts. Lots of coming up. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California sport fishing voice on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
All right. I'm gonna read.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Boy, great morning this morning, talking fishing. I was getting the lowdown on the trips, Chris and Toni. You can tell that the right people are in their job, because we were kind of going over all the fishing trips planned up, and a very full season for both these guys. Like, you got to have fishermen in the seat of people that are looking out for fishermen, and that's sure the case with Chris and Toni.
Yeah. Those of you watching us on YouTube and Facebook having issues this morning. What else is new? Anyway, the sound is a little off because of our inputs here, and we're working on it.
Same
Actively working. So the best thing
that Pop had set up when you were in Montana.
Right, exactly. So the best way to do it is, if you're not listening to us on 97.3 The Fan, watch us on Facebook and YouTube Live, and then listen on the app.
The move.
And the app is working fine.
Yep. that's
So
the
it's
move.
all
Still having a
good.
good
Yeah.
time.
Yes, absolutely. So it's all good. But you can still hear us on YouTube and Facebook Live. It's just not as clean as we like it. So we're working on getting it fixed.
There you go.
All right.
Well, in the meantime, we've been having a great time this morning already. But if you want to join us, it's 833-288-0973. And like we said just before the break, man, somebody's going fishing on a full day on board the Mission Belle. How cool is that?
Yeah, absolutely. And let's go ahead and jump into the phone.
You got it, man. We're going to start this morning with Sean. He's calling us from Lomita. Sean, thanks for getting us started here on the phones on Let's Talk Hookup.
Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate it. Yeah. Excellent, to say the least. But that's one of our pillars. Our three pillars are advocacy, habitat, hatchery, and we wouldn't have that hatchery piece without the good folks at the Seaworld Research Institute doing their work with the ORHAB program. And as we've seen, we've caught a lot of sea bass over the last couple of years. The sea bass bite has been epic, to say the least, especially this year, actually. But really, that program, that success of the program, it really depends on anglers like you guys listening here. If you turn in your white sea bass heads, we actually just talked to the Hubs people not too long ago, and they already seen quite a bit of a good return on hatchery fish coming back with tags.
It's great.
Which is good. I think it was like 3%, which is epic. It's a good number, but you're absolutely right, Sean. Really, that's one of our pillars. We need to keep doing this, and we will continue to do this, and hopefully expand that program in the future.
That's awesome. Well said, for sure. Well, with that said, we got a couple of great texts coming through. We're going to go to the text right now. First one says, "Morning, guys. When an entry is submitted through the app for the Star Tournament, is there any sort of confirmation or way to make sure that our entry was received? Really looking forward to this year's tournament." That was from Matt.
Yeah, so we have so it's not just Chris and I monitoring these submissions. We have a full team that is dedicated to monitoring all these submissions. So they'll go through, they'll double check everything, make sure all the parameters are kind of checked off there, and they will verify that your submission is legit. So give it a little bit.
It's not necessarily immediate, but you will receive confirmation at some point saying that it's all good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that's to say also, I think a lot of people know this. Hopefully they do. We actually have a third-party judge doing all the judging. She's a great individual, but she's only one person.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of submissions. So yeah, keep that in mind, and also just be a little patient. But ultimately, as long as your fish fits the parameters of the tournament, it's going to get accepted.
And it does be patient mean it's 10 minutes, it's a couple hours, it's the next day, it's a week. I mean, all of those plenty acceptable. But just for the sake of answering his question, how long would it typically take until you know that it was received and all good?
It varies. I would say probably at the minimum, maybe a couple days.
Yeah.
Maybe a week or so. But like I said, she's a rock star.
Yeah.
And if there are any issues with the submission itself, she will message that person or whoever and just let them know, hey, need a new picture. It was fuzzy, whatever the case may be. So they're very clear on communicating with you.
And I think with that, be smart on your own too. Take more than one picture. If we all have a phone these days. There's no more like waiting to see it develop. Like if it looks suspect, it's not going to hurt you to take 10 pictures of that thing just so you've got plenty of backup just in case something funky happens. Yeah, totally.
How do you? Okay, obviously, whenever there's a tournament, people find ways around the rule, right? How do you keep people honest?
Well, thankfully, because of technology, every picture that you take with your phone is obviously timestamped. One thing that you need to do and make sure your phone settings are set to this is you have to have your location settings on. Once you have your location settings on, we can actually determine where that picture was taken. So that's a big tool for us. And when you extend the boundaries past, the border and into Cabo, I don't foresee any problems. But really, it's technology that we really rely on to make sure no one's cheating. And then also having that third party judge where she's making the call, contrary to what some people believe that it's not me, it's not Tony. You can't buy me. But it's her call. It's me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, very good. You have another good text, huh?
Sure, yeah. It says, hi all, very excited to participate again in this year's Star Tournament. Also happy that the tournament is expanding. What I don't fully understand is the short sand bass and the mylar division. Hoping Chris and Toni could share a little bit of light on these. Thanks in advance. That's from Mike in San Juan Capistrano.
Yeah, so that's something we haven't touched on yet. So I'll go for the first one, the mylar division. We teamed up with our friends over at RV Pilar and Fish Lab. And, as anglers, when we're out on the water, how many mylar balloons do you think you see?
Too many.
Out there?
Way too many.
Too many. That's a problem. So we joined forces with them to take on this initiative. And, as fishermen being conservationists ourselves, we want to take care of the ocean. The ocean provides a lot for us. So when you're out there, if you're entered into the Star Tournament, you see a mylar balloon, you're able to stop on it, pick it up, take it out of the ocean, take a picture of it with the device. That's its own division.
I love that.
You're going to get entered to win some pretty cool stuff from Fish Lab. So thanks to Fish Lab for joining us on that.
That's cool. Yeah, and how about short sand bass?
Yeah. Also, one more thing on the mylar deal. Our friends at RV Pilar, they actually have a survey that you can actually take regarding that interaction too, which helps us out in a whole nother front in terms of the battle against mylar balloons. So
that's cool.
That's important to do.
And what a fun one too. I mean, that's just a good, like you say, that's good all the way around. Good taking that out, and you're right. I mean, boy, you could rack up a lot if you went for a day of cruising, you'd find yourself plenty of balloons floating out there.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Regarding the shorts division, ultimately with that one, I think we'll be more clear coming out in the next couple of weeks. But on that one in particular, like we said before, anything 18 inches and above qualifies for the grand prizes, and the only limit on that is 2 entries per category per day. If your sand bass is shorter than 18 inches than the qualifying length, you can take as many photos and submit as many fish in that division as you'd like, as you go across. Each entry is going to work the same way as the grand prizes. Each entry is an entry into I believe it's 7 prizes for that division in itself.
That's so cool. That was a great move on your guys' part. I love that.
Doing our part.
Fisherman-led science.
Yeah, it's great.
That's pretty cool.
What a crazy idea that is.
Well, let's jump into the phone.
You got it, man. Well, they are packed up again. If you want to get your shot, it's at 833-288-0973. Let's talk to Jim, calling from National City this morning. Hi, Jim. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Nice to see you there, Jim.
It's fun. That's nice.
Yes, it was. For sure.
That's nice of you to say. And I share the same sentiment on the CCA thing. Like, I mean, this is what I do for a living and in my life, and we talk about and we promote all the things at CCA, and still on a weekly basis, it just blows me away at how involved you guys are, and how much stuff just happens that we as the angling public at large are just not aware of, and how honestly how grim things would be if it weren't for CCA and you guys having our back and speaking up and having everybody's voice. And so I'm with Jim. Like even being as involved as I am, so much happens with these guys, and it's just, you know, us all giving a few bucks at these fundraisers are what keeps this fight happening. So you know, my hat's off and a big thanks to both of you guys sitting right here.
No question about it. And why isn't so? That brings up the questions. Why is it important for guys like Jim and just the guys, unlike all of us who have a vested interest in keeping fishing alive, because this is how we make our living? Why is it important for all those great volunteers that work so hard at the chapters and stuff like that? Why is it important for everybody to be a member of CCA?
Yeah, I mean, I think I go back to the same thing that I always think about, where I have a 2-year-old son. I want him to fish 10 years from now, 20 years from now, long after I'm gone. I want him to do that. I want his children to do that, and so on and so forth. We really do it for the next generation behind us. And that's really, really important to both myself and Tony. And so that's really important. I will say that, you know, CCA, we don't do it alone. We do it because of those members. We do it because of those volunteers, because of you guys as well. And we all have our own part where we work together with great folks at SAC, Ken Frankie and his team. We work with ASA, and we all have our own piece of the puzzle that we essentially navigate through. And on each topic, we just go from topic to topic or issue to issue, working together hand in hand. So that's really, really important. And when you have partners like those guys, you can't fail.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's very well said and good stuff for sure. I have a great text here from Matthew calling us from Santa Barbara, and Santa Barbara has a great chapter, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thriving chapter.
Yeah, and going to be when's the golf tournament up there?
I believe it's in early August, right?
End of August. Okay. All right. And is it open to everybody who wants to participate?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All
Is
of
it
us are open.
is it a like a friendly format if you're not a golfer?
Golf tournaments are definitely friendly, just because we're all a bunch of fishing.
Yeah.
That's what we do. So it's I will say you guys should come out to any of our golf tournaments. It's quite entertaining. Let's go. To say the least.
Golfers that fish.
So he says, good morning, Matthew. Kudo, a life member for Santa Barbara, board member. I'm having trouble getting an account in the Fishing Chaos app, working with to load pictures on any of my catch on Tuesday. Can I get help from Chris and Toni? And thank you for all you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, it's good to hear from you again. Got to see him at the Ventura show a couple weeks ago. Yeah, you have my email. Feel free to give me an email, or always, like Tony mentioned before, that chat feature on the Fishing Chaos app is really, really helpful, because it's not just us. It's a whole bunch of people working a whole bunch of different sides, from the tech side to the judging side to just the admin side to heck, the membership side too at CCA National. So always reach out. You know, we'd love to help, and you know, we'll get that resolved.
What are some of the issues people are having with this Fishing Chaos? Why? I mean, I obviously I would have issues because I have all this technology around me. I can't figure out how to work it, but eventually we will. What are some of the issues that people that may not be as tech savvy as most are having with?
I mean, it can be very basic as to how to submit a fish. I know one of our most popular questions that we get right before the tournament starts is, on the app, the submit fish button does not appear until the tournament turns on. So everyone's wondering.
Yeah, trying to practice at home, but
exactly, and I commend them for that. So that's a really popular one. Also, just simple glitches in, you know, CCA National has put a lot of time and energy and also money as well into our Star Tournament, because we were the first tournament ever to use a mobile app in the whole CCA National network. And so they put in a lot of time on the development side, on the API side. And again, there were teams of people working hard to make this happen. And we want to basically make sure everything's firing in all cylinders.
And it could be as simple as there's one letter off in the email address that you provided for CCA. So again, shoot us a message. We can get that troubleshooted for you within minutes.
So the best thing to do would be to download the Fishing Chaos app and then test it.
Yep.
Right? Put in a submission
Now that the tournament's live and well, yeah, you can do that for sure.
Just put in a fake submission, like a test submission. Can you
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah, I mean, it'll get denied, but it's okay.
Yeah. But at least
Yeah.
you'll know you
Exactly.
have the right email address. You have everything.
Literally at the start of this conversation, this phone call, I downloaded the app. I'm through. I'm created. I'm account created. Like it's just not tough. It's not something anybody needs to worry about. I know what you're saying.
No,
Everybody
it's
has
easy.
this- Yeah, it's super easy.
I even
Very,
did it last
very,
year.
very.
Last year when I was eligible, Jim Hendrick, they made state board members not eligible.
So good. It's an opportunity for the rest of us then.
Yeah.
If we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We're going to be checking in with catch reports, find out what's fighting up and down the beach, more of your phone calls, more great info. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live at 97.3 The Fan.
Or should I say very lengthy?
It's probably one of the nicest men I've ever met.
Who's that?
Harry.
Harry Walker.
Yeah.
Nice guy. Character for his age.
Yeah.
I wish I could be that lively.
I know.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Talking fun with the crew from CCA. Some great fishing going on. We're about to get the lowdown on all of that. Just a very good times here this morning. If you want to participate in the show, man, we want to hear from you. Again, give us a call at 833-288-0973. Phone lines are totally packed up right now, but there's going to be plenty of opportunities for you to get in here. Again, 833-288-0973. As promised, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It is time for the Catch Report, sponsored by Terrafin. Sea surface temperature charts. Focus your offshore fishing in the most productive areas by using Terrafin. Sea surface temperature, chlorophyll, currents, and more. With Terrafin Mobile, you can access your water charts on your phone or any mobile device. Check terrafin.com for more information. Let's head on up to Dana War Sport Fishing. We got the man, Captain Brian Woolley, is on the line. What's up, Woolley?
Morning, Brian.
Yeah, great. Having fun. Woo! For Star.
Double dip.
Our sponsors, Turner's Costa, Corey donating a bunch of MC stuff to the winners, Omar, Bestro, like the list goes on and on and on. So super solid lineup there for our sponsors and for the anglers that want to get on that for a few bucks. And again, all that money that's generated will go back to CCA. So it's a super cool deal, and it's a great way for Dana Wharf to give back. So you guys want to hop on a trip this week, make a reservation. Number here, 949-496-5794. Of course, you can hit us on the web too at danawharf.com.
Awesome job, Willie. Man, just need to say again, what a great participant the Dana Wharf family has always been on all the anglers' behalf, and specifically with CCA. It's just, everybody starts from the top and comes down. You guys always do such a great job in participation, and you're always there for all the things on all of our behalf. We sure appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Second that. Thank you, Brian.
All right, Willie. Well, a great report. Glad to hear there was such good fishing going on at Dana, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that very much. Well, now we're going to go to a bonus report. We kind of missed slide Marcos onto the air yesterday. Didn't see his call, so we're really excited to have Marcos from C4 Sport Fishing give us a little bonus to Sunday's report. Good morning, Marcos. We're doing great. Good morning. Anxious to hear from you.
Bass, 100 of them released.
Man.
Those afternoon trips, very similar. Bonito, and like we talked about, when those highlights drop, I mean, get a little short trip there, hop down after work or in the evening, get on there, catch them. It's still very good rock fishing on there. About what we've seen over the last couple months here, just some spectacular deep water rock fishing. Full days, a little tougher trip. San Diego seeing some yellowtail bonito. The fish are there. Some great speed consistently, yeah, but there's some great trips mixed in there. Those overnight trips, so 1 day, day and a half longer. Seeing a lot of some big bluefin in there. Talking about those 100 to 150, 180 pound fish in there. A half day, full day, twice there, and something that a lot of people have been time here. The Sea Watch is going online starting next weekend. Right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, those were a staple for a long time there, and trips, the half days, the 3/4 days, the full days, longer trips. Make all your reservations online. Just call the office 43383. Come down, visit some person, get your gear ready to go, and fishing keeps getting better. And I don't think that's going to stop anytime here.
Boy, with as good of a bass fishing as you guys have already seen on the half day and twilight trips, that local 3/4 day trip was a great idea. There's gonna be some fun fishing on there. That's gonna be a fun one, Marcos.
And I imagine there's a whole generation of fishing right now. Definitely.
Yep, no doubt about it. Well, certainly some great fishing. Thanks again for making the extra effort, getting us the report on a Sunday, Marcos. We sure appreciate hanging with us. Really glad to hear it too, because there's some really good fishing going on at Seaforth right now.
So I'll see if we can get
A little cameo. All right. Well, enjoy your well-deserved time off, and we'll talk to hopefully somebody next week, and certainly you the week thereafter. Thanks, Marcos. Appreciate it very much. Well, that's gonna while we're waiting for our surf guru, gonna temporarily wrap things up. We've got a lot of great phone calls on deck, a lot of great text messages on deck, and a whole lot of fun with you. Why don't we jump back into the text? We had a great one. It says, I've got a comment on Star Tournament. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Star Tournament is so awesome. Participated last year. Can't wait for this one. Great prizes for all. My kids really loved measuring the calicos on the giant ruler. And I think Catalina is going to be really nice to us this year. Compliments to both Chris and Toni. Can't wait for this year's event.
Thank you so much. I mean, one thing that we haven't talked about yet is a new twist, another little addition.
Another twist.
So this year we've had a youth division last year. This year for our youth division, we are giving away 3 $5,000 scholarships.
Hey, that's cool.
So, and the beauty about that one is it's a $10 entry fee for the youth. That's it. So normally it's $40 for the adults, $10 for the youth. And as far as the measuring device goes, a lot of people we've been getting a lot this year. If you have last year's measuring device, it is still acceptable for this year.
Cool.
So if you have one already that you can perfectly use that's totally fine. And I know there's quite a bit of places that are already out because we've had such a great demand for them of measuring devices. All of those places, tackle stores, landings, they're all going to be replenished early next week.
David Chavez just brought a whole load down to us at
Yesterday.
Fisherman's Landing yesterday. So yeah, we got a big pile. If you join, if you're listening to the show and you decide, I don't want to go do that, I'm going bass fishing this week anyways. Why would I not? It's $40. You kidding me? Like, it's a no-brainer. $40 to potentially win a Parker.
A $60,000.
Yeah, boat, motor, trailer. I mean, it'd be crazy not to. We're all going fishing all summer long. It's $40.
We're all taking pictures of our
Yeah,
fish
totally,
anyways.
exactly. Yeah, swing by the shop, grab a ruler, get on it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's all good stuff.
Awesome, very cool. Well, hey, with that, we're going to jump back into the phones. How about this time we talk to Jeff? He's coming from Huntington Beach this morning. Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for joining us. Yep.
And I know the number one challenge for CCA is membership. With a population of California of about 42 million, that's a lot of people. It's a lot of anglers. So I was trying to figure out, well, how can we get more members? Because I participate in CCA events, the dinner a lot, which was awesome. But Chris, Toni, what about this? So maybe in the off season for the landings for the sport boats, maybe a CC appreciation membership discount. That way to get more people on the boats, maybe a little bit giving back to CCA. I don't know if you can work together like that. Win-win for everybody. Win-win for CCA, win-win for the anglers, and get people on the sport boats in the off season. What do you think?
Yeah, Jeff, that is a fantastic idea. And honestly, ideas like that kind of come, and I know he's told this story many, many times, but a perfect example of ideas coming from members is Arnie from Vista. Him and I were literally just sitting at the Fred Hall show at the time, just spitballing ideas. We came up with Charter Challenge in a chair at the show, which was a great event that we did. 4 different boats on the same trip. It was great. We had 100 people or so. Imagine the logistical nightmare that one was, but yeah, great idea, Jeff. I would love to do that. Our friends at CCA National may need to be convincing of that, but certainly willing to spitball on that one, but great idea. Thank you.
Awesome. And being a great participator of CCA as well. That's rad.
Yeah.
Sure. But hey, we jump right text from Tom, and it says, a huge thanks to everything Chris and Toni do. My question is on the personal side, on an off day when you're not at work, what is your favorite type of fishing and where? And that's from Tom in San Diego.
Oh man, great question, Tom. Normally on an off day when I can't remember when.
Yeah, when you're not having to wear the
Yeah.
CCA hat, what do you guys like to do for fun?
My last off day was the day before my first day here 7 years ago. But aside the fact, other than fishing out vipers with a kid, I love saltwater bass. I love it with just basically going out on a skiff, whether it's the La Jolla Kelp or whether it's San Clemente Island, whether it's on a 2-day trip and that's what you do in the morning of the second day. That's my all-time favorite, and I love fishing the surface iron on that one. I don't know. To me, there's just nothing better.
Saltwater bass on the other. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yellowtail at the islands for me.
Well said, for sure. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more text, and more on 97.3 The Fan. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, and YouTube Live.
Anglers, Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service sport fishing operation, offering great half-day trips to the Dolphin and full-day trips on the tank capacity and RSW.
Want to try to restart? But you did. Okay, got it.
Do a little adaptation for the rest of the show, and then I can't figure out why it just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I know you don't know.
619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long range vessel Royal Star. My partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims. We've set apart the long range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, flyback 11-day winter trip. We deliver highest quality long range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top of the line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at royalstarsportfishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
When you're offshore fishing, the right gear makes all the difference. And that includes Fujinon stabilized binoculars from Baker Marine. Baker Marine has been selling binoculars for decades. More importantly, they service all brands right at their San Diego Shelter Island location. Need the best? Fujinon Stabiliscope is the professional's choice. Looking for top-tier stabilization at a great price? The Fujinon Techno-Stable TSX 1440 delivers rock-steady vision even in rough waters. Perfect for serious things. Baker Marine is the largest Fujinon retailer on the West Coast, and when you buy from them, they will be there when your binoculars need service. They'll give you a great price on all their in-stock Fujinon binoculars. Stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego and test a pair of Fujinon binoculars and see which one is right for you. The fishing season is here, and you know you need a pair of stabilized binoculars. So get them from the experts at Baker Marine. Learn more at bakermarine.com.
One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar. Fine tackle dealers.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego. Not your typical sports talk show, and quite frankly, that's a good thing. You'll see what we mean when you catch Ben and Woods weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan, and Odyssey Sports Station. This program is sponsored and produced by Let's Talk Hookup. Opinions and offers expressed during this program are not those of Odyssey or 97.3 The Fan. Sometimes they tell some pretty hefty fish stories. We don't know if they're true or not.
And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod, Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
And welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Pete Gray here, along with Rock Cod, Rick Maxa, in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup, right next to the San Diego Landings. A great show here, talking CCA California with Chris and Toni. Chris, of course, the newly appointed director of CCA, and the assistant director, Toni. What's it like being the head guy now, huh?
It's it is really a blessing. I've been around for 7 years now with CCA, which it feels like 20, but it really is a blessing. I work with so many great folks, great people on the state board, on the local chapter level with Toni on my left here. I mean, it's really a great gig. And it's really rewarding too, really having almost tangible results just based off of all those long days and hours and late night drives from chapter meetings and all that. It's rewarding.
Yeah, you guys cover all of California, driving from San Diego to Santa Barbara, right, Toni?
Wide breadth.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
Yeah,
It's wild to see, and I don't know how anybody could have done it, but you guys certainly did. When Wayne stepped down, and it just seemed like every event where there's more than like 3 fishermen gathered together, like Wayne or you or Toni, we're all always there, and you guys do such a great job of just keeping everything that CCA does in all of our faces, and it seems like you guys are everywhere all the time. I do not know how you do it.
we try, and if you think about it, it scares me, but when you think about it, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. What is that?
As we continue to grow into Northern California, I mean, that's a whole, I mean, realistically, people kind of joke about this, but it's absolutely true. California can be split into 3 separate states just based off of fisheries alone. And there's probably more that I'm forgetting. But I mean, really, when you go into Central California, they care about some other that things that we just don't deal with here in Southern California.
Sure.
And Northern California, it's almost the reverse. So it's only going to get worse from here. But we're up for it. We're up for it.
I like it.
You're ready for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, some great text, and you have a good one,
I
huh?
thought so. It says, good morning, everybody. My question for the folks from CCA is about rock cod limits and your impressions. Where do they get the data from when decreasing limits on rockfish? Do you guys think that the limits on reds and coppers will ever go back to the normal status they were before they were lowered? On my last rock cod mission to La Jolla, it was cut a little short because it seemed all I could do was catch coppers on all of my spots, and I stopped fishing because I didn't want to risk killing any fish that didn't need to die, even with the descending device. I really appreciate your input and everything you guys do for us. That's from Rory in Lakeside.
Yeah, a great question, Rory. I hope so. I hope the limits do go back up eventually over time, but really it's been a common theme that we've seen to where there's a whole lot of data to be collected out there, but there's nobody, not nobody, but there's no funding to do it. And, we see that at the federal level, at the state level, they're relying on data that could be potentially 20, 30, 40 years old, and or even just 10 years old is far different from today, what we're seeing. And we've seen a lot of, I would say, a little disconnect between what we're told that we should be seeing versus what we're actually seeing on the water. So, the good folks over at SAC are working hard on the groundfish for us, and we also work with them as well. But hopefully that improves over time, especially when you have the Star Tournament doing data research for sand bass. Never say never about that in the future, but the folks at SAC, Ken Frankie, Jamie Diamond, Donna, Kayla's from Dana Wharf. I mean, those guys really are leading the charge and really improved and current data in the groundfish game.
Yeah,
That's
for
cool.
sure. I have another great text here, and it's Brian in San Diego. It says, "Good morning, great show. I was out on the bay yesterday and can tell you the Star Tournament has kicked off as there are a ton of fishermen out there. It was great watching all the fish. You could see everyone talking and celebrating and laughing. I think sometimes we've got what a great family we have among fishermen. And that's kind of the whole idea behind Star Tournament, right? Is gathering people together and celebrating fishing.
Oh, absolutely. That's what it's all about, right? And then I think of issues like, we talk a lot about sand bass, and it's not just about sand bass. If sand bass were to get taken away, what's the next species? What's the next species after that? It becomes such a snowball effect. And that's why we exist, is to make sure that doesn't happen, to make sure our future generations have the same opportunities that we have, that we were given, that we were taught. But that's what it's all about. It's about taking your friends, taking your kids out, your grandchildren out, and having a great time on the water.
Yeah.
I will say juices are flowing out there right
That's cool. How much is that Parker, 18 Parker and Yamaha Port worth?
That one in particular is about $60,000.
$60,000. And I want to thank the guys at West Coast Marine and, of course, Yamaha for participating in that yet again this year.
Yes,
Nick and his gang over there. They're huge supporters of
unbelievable.
Not only Let's Talk Hookup, but also of CCA California.
It's unbelievable, man. Those guys are great. I mean, we've done the math. We have over $100,000 in prizes up for grabs this year. It's unbelievable.
What are some of the other things that you guys are excited about? Obviously, it's hard not to talk about the fact that somebody's literally going to get a brand new Parker from West Coast and the Yamaha. But what are some of the otother things that are exciting and cool prizes that are available in Star?
Yeah, I know. I'm sure Tony could probably speak on this, but one thing that I'm really excited about, I know my family is too. You could potentially win $1,000 package from Blackstone Grills.
Yeah, that's
You're
cool.
getting a 36-inch grill plus a pizza oven from them as well. I mean, just things like that too. And technically, we're giving away 2 boats in our tournament. One of them is the Parker, but also we're giving away an electric skiff from Newport Vessels too.
Wow.
That's I think a $5,000 boat.
That's sick.
Yeah, but I'll let Tony kind of.
What else, Tony?
Here, let me go down the list here.
Okay.
There's so many. So of course you have the boat. We have a trip with Ali Husseini from BD Outdoors. We have that Newport Vessels inflatable with the battery and the motor. 4-day trip to Cedros with Stoked on Fishing. 5-day trip on the Independence. Full lineup of Californian rods. Dean Safe, Promar Ahi, Ultimate Package. Deck storage boxes, pen reel, Chris's Blackstone grill. And those are just the main prizes alone, all for catching fish.
14 weekly prizes too. So every week we're giving away a prize, whether that's a rod and reel combo, whether that's a full day trip on San Diego. I mean, a whole bunch of great opportunities.
So that's of everybody that had a qualifying fish of week 3, just those people will go into a weekly drawing and somebody will win something like that, rod and reel combo, fishing trip, whatever.
Exactly.
Right. And it's for $40.
$40.
Crazy.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's again, Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yep. So it started on Saturday and it goes all the way to Labor Day, September 1st.
And you can sign up right this second on your phone.
Yeah.
Up until the last day.
I love it.
So it's open.
I mean,
so just because you haven't registered yet doesn't mean it's too late.
Exactly. People were saying, "Oh, I missed the deadline." Well, no, you didn't.
Yeah. The morning
you can get in today, tomorrow, or next month.
The morning before your fishing trip is perfect time to sign up.
But you can't enter after you catch the fish.
No, that's correct. Yeah, I mean, we already talked about. We just talked about how the guy who won the boat last year had 2 entries. The guy behind him won an Alaska trip on 1 halibut.
Crazy.
The entire year.
So anybody, the most entries was
take over 100.
Entries.
Yeah,
all that.
All 18-inch.
Crazy.
Yeah, but those guys win too. Yeah, so it's a whole mix.
That's rad. I love it.
But just shows you have a good chance. And did the person that entered 18, did he win?
Yeah.
And they won something. Okay, great. And then the weekly prizes are awarded for the biggest fish of that week?
No, just basically just submitting a fish. That's it. So if you submit a fish on week 3, it's all random. Yep. So a golden opportunity every single week to win great prizes, grand prizes. If you win a weekly prize, that does not disqualify you from winning a grand prize too. plus all the prizes from our shorts division, our Mylar division. I mean, there's so many opportunity to win.
Well, let's jump into the phones.
You got it, man. Well, they're packed up. Let's talk to John. He's calling us from Escondido this morning. Good morning, John. Welcome to the show.
I became a life member here at the PCS show.
Thank
I
you.
want to thank you for seeing were you able to go down to Mexico as well? When I go on trips, long range trips, this and that, I'm down there in Mexico, so I couldn't participate, even though I signed up for it last year. And then at Dana Landing, at the captain's thing, Tony was kind enough to have the app with me, and even though it didn't have the button, but make sure that I was registered and everything like that. And she showed me how to work, because I'm like Pete, and sometimes I'm a little challenged and everything. So the salmon that I'm going to catch up at Queen Charlotte, those don't qualify, right?
Fortunately, no. Unfortunately.
What are
going to be a little outside the boundaries?
Yeah, so the boundaries are California-Oregon border all the way down to Cabo San Lucas on the Pacific side.
All the way to Cabo?
Yeah.
So if you're fishing the ridge or something on a long-range boat,
Yeah.
it's
Big.
Yeah.
I mean, think about if you're going on a 5-day trip. Think about all the entries you could have.
Holy mackerel.
Yellowtail are going to qualify. Your tuna are going to qualify. Your big bass are going to qualify.
And the cool thing is, most of the boats now have Starlink, so you can enter right on the boat, right?
Totally. That's true. Why would you not? You going on a 1.5-day trip? I mean, I don't know if I've seen a bluefin this year that wouldn't be a qualifier. I mean, what? Again, it's $40. How would you not? You're going jumping on a 1.5-day trip. You're likely going to have 2 entries on your bluefin,
and it just makes fishing more fun, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and I'll give credit to the sport boats too. They have really embraced this tournament. We actually spent some money, and we have actual acrylic measuring devices on a lot of sport boats this year.
That's great.
So if you forgot your measuring device, chances are that boat's probably going to have one. If not, let me know and we will get them one.
Love that. That's great.
And you text.
So this is good morning, ladies and gents. Thanks for representing us and allowing us to do what we love. I really admire your passion and drive. I was wondering if Tony and Chris could give us a little background into how they got started into the fishing industry. Thanks for everything you guys do. That's from Daniel in Santa Barbara.
Well, Tony's story is far more exciting than the first.
I have always loved the ocean. It's always been a very big part of my life. And long story short, I graduated from Long Beach State with a degree in marine biology. I initially wanted to work with marine mammals, but I decided that wasn't the way to go to make a living in California. So in order to go to college, I had to work on sport boats. So I worked on boats in Alaska for a handful of years, 4 seasons, while going to school. And when I came back down and graduated, I wanted to pursue my license after I got my degree. So I was able to hop on a boat here in San Diego. I was on the Grande until 2020, till the end of 2023. So almost 4 seasons there. I was able to get my license. And the next step for me was, you know, this industry has given me so much, and I'm so thankful in so many ways, but I want to make sure other people have that opportunity too. So,
and so you're a licensed captain.
I am.
Yeah, my story is not as exciting.
Oh, come on. You're a licensed captain too.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I started my career in marketing and PR and all that, and really just wasn't. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I always loved fishing, and so I wanted to make that change. And so I ended up working on boats, and ended up going all the way to basically the top, owning my own operation, and ran out of Fisherman's Landing for a little bit here years ago. And then you know, it was time to sell, and I sold. And right after that, Wayne called me and basically said, you should apply, and I did, and here I am 7 years later.
There you go. And you're the director.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you guys do a great job, and definitely are in it for the passion. There's no question about it.
Yeah. That's number one for us.
Very good. Well, if you want to get through, have a chance to talk to Chris and Toni, make a comment, give us a fish report, or just want to win a trip on the Mission Bell, go fishing with Captain Cameron out of Portland with Sport Fishing. 833-288-0973. Open right now. Jeff at the Fan is standing by. I have a great text here from Steve in Monrovia. Very entertaining and informative show this weekend. I'll be fishing Cedros Island sport fishing with Cal and Eric Sheets group again this summer, and was thinking calico bass there for the tournament. Is it possible to submit more than one entry per day, considering the excellent calico bass fishing I'm expecting?
It is possible. You can submit two.
You can double that.
Two per day.
2 per category per day.
Okay.
Every day.
Every day.
So let's say he's at Cedros. He has no cell service, but until he gets back to the lodge. How would he go back? Take a picture of the fish and take the measuring device, measure the fish, and then once he gets back to the lodge, then he can submit the entry.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're working actually hard with trying to get measuring devices down there as well. So that way people don't have to pack theirs. They can always use them on the pangas down there. But yeah, golden opportunity. I think that's probably a handful of people are really, really excited about that one. Just fishing quality bass at Cedros. I mean, that golden opportunity right there.
But make sure your location services are on within the app.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a stress point. Like clearly that is the one thing that sounds like it would likely kick you back out. And it's probably not done with any, for 99% of people, it's not done with any ill intention. You just have to make sure that your location is on.
Yep, exactly. So Cedros, plenty of opportunity to submit quality bass down there.
Yeah, that's again a no-brainer. I mean, you're paying for your big Cedros trip for an extra $40. You're likely going to get 2 entries for every day you're fishing. Probably more than you're probably going to get 4 entries for every day you're fishing. How many trips are going to have a multiple qualifying bass and qualifying yellowtail on probably every day of your ponga fishing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and then I guess since the tournament ends in September, I was going to say pelagics, but yeah, golden opportunity. And heck, if you catch a sea bass down there, if you catch a lingcod down there, it's always possible.
And I know you guys covered it at the beginning, but one more time, what's the rundown, Tony, of the species that are eligible? So much talk about saltwater bass and yellowtail, but what are some of the other things that you can have a qualifier for?
All right, so saltwater bass, I'll go through the list. Saltwater bass, 18 inches, and then you have your lingcod, your striped bass is 22, California halibut's 28, your tuna, your white sea bass, your yellowtail, 36 in there, and I'm missing one. Am I missing one?
Salmon.
Salmon, 26
for our 2 days for our 2-day salmon season season this year.
I'll give credit where credit's due. Mark Gorelnik from our state board was really adamant that we add that one.
So, why not? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people fishing in those 2 days.
Oh yeah. As long as the weather's good, I mean, that's going to be a whole bunch of salmon submissions that weekend.
That's it.
That's cool. All right, 833-288-0973. Call the Fan. Get on the air. Let's jump back on the phones, Rick.
You got it, man. How about we talk to Bruce? Bruce is calling us from Lemon Grove this morning. Hey, Bruce, welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. My idea was, is there any possibility of making a retail attachment for donating to CCA? Like, let's say you go to the landing and you purchase a trip. You could have an attachment to it. Would you like to donate to the cause? I mean, anything.
A lot of times they buy stuff at a retailer and they want to throw in an extra.
Yeah,
so
great
round
question.
Yeah, exactly. You want to round up, or you want to throw an extra $5 on for CCA or something like that. It's a great idea.
Yeah, great idea. And the answer to your question is yes, it is possible. It's a whole lot of work. It's way more work than you'd actually think it would be, but we are trying to work in that as well with all the landings, whether you book a trip online, whether you go to a tackle store, or whether you go see Rick over at Fisherman's. It's a lot of work, but we're looking into that right now.
It'd be a huge revenue source.
Yeah, I love the idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Soon coming.
Yeah, we need it.
Now, in the meantime, what you can do is just have a monthly amount taken out. $10, $5, $50, $100 a month. Just put your credit card in, and you can do that on the website, right?
Yeah, we have our Contribute to Conservation program where it's $10, it's $20. We have some people giving up to $500 a month. Really, it all helps.
$5 a month.
$5 a month. Yeah, everything helps. We really, growing our reach, our span, our staff, our resources, and all that takes a lot of financial resources, you can imagine. So anything helps. We're always looking forward to that. You can always sign up for that program on our website, ccacalifornia.org and /donate. And we'll set you up. And you can do that through your credit card, your debit card, Venmo, PayPal, you
That's
name
a
it.
great idea.
Yeah.
It's one of those things when it's $10 a month, it's 20 bucks, whatever that number is, you just don't. Yeah, I mean, hate to say it that way, but you don't. Now you're going to notice that. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to. But if all of us did that, it'd be a huge help to the cause.
Oh, no question. Right now we're a two-person team, hopefully willing to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need help.
Yeah.
AD in Spring Valley writes, good to see Tony again, tuna fishing instructor. I plan on signing up for the Star Tournament. Just got my boat repowered at West Coast Marine. Good for you. And now I have a calico killer back on the water. So watch out for AD.
All right. Okay. Good looks, AD.
Thanks, AD. Yeah.
Sure. Hey, I had a fun text here. Says, good morning, everyone. Thanks to Chris and Toni for all you guys do for CCA. My question is, do you know if CCA ever plans to form, which this is beyond me, a 410 political action committee so that we'd be able to engage a little more politically and endorse candidates, measures, etc. Thanks for everything you guys do on the recent sand bass battle. That's from Rudy in Carlsbad.
Yeah, great question, Rudy. Right now that's kind of up to our board to do something like that. And I will say that because we are a 501c3 organization, we have to be extremely careful when it comes to politics. So we cannot endorse any candidates. We can't do certain political activities. And one of those might be that, but never say never. It's kind of all falls within the law and what we're able to do as a 501c3 and what we're not. And also it's not just us too. It's the whole CCA national base of state chapters that function on the same 501c3 status. So there's a whole lot of work that goes into that and a whole lot of say that people would have in doing that. So more to come on that.
I love it. All right. With that said, we're going to find out what's going on the water. It is time for our fishdope.com report, sponsored by the Anglers Realtor. Youssef Husseini is on the line right now. That's sponsored by Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. It is the place to fill up your car, your truck, or your trailer boat with the lowest in gas and diesel prices. Also, did you know that Summit is the place to get the lowest prices on ice and snacks before your trip? Over 40 snacks, all for 89 cents. Now you can get brand new burritos and sandwiches that are made fresh daily, all for your trip. Ice is nearly half the cost of other places with only $3.99 for a 25-pound bag. You get 100 pounds of ice for free with a 35-gallon fill. It's Summit Gasoline, free ice for Let's Talk Hookup listeners, and always the lowest prices on gas at the San Diego Sports Arena.
And I might mention too that it was nice to see Martha, the manager at Summit Gasoline, and she brought all the ice for the event at CCA California.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Summit Gasoline's super supportive of Rollo as well as CCA. Finn and Martha do a great job.
Yeah, I'm going there for my barbecues.
Yeah, sure.
25 pounds for $3.99 is crazy.
It's price on ice. Yeah. They give you free ice.
Coming from a place that sells ice and they're in 20-pound bags and not 25, I can assure you they're not $3.99. That's a really, really good deal.
It's a good deal, and the lowest price on gas and diesel. And now you have a great car wash. That car wash, I don't know if you've run through the car wash yet, but it's killer. $6 for the car wash for a limited time.
I wish I didn't live so far away.
Yeah, right. Well, hey, let's find out what's going on. We got the Anglers Realtor on the line. What's up, Youssef?
Good morning.
Great. Good morning.
Day weekend.
Well, we got good fishing that's been going on. Weather isn't helping things, though. It's victory at sea pretty much right now. Past couple days, the sea bass hit like crazy, especially up on Rosa between Rhodes Reef and Brockway Point. Those are deeper water fish, like 90 to 120 feet. They've also been getting them on the kelp line and shallow 25 to 50 feet. Same deal, live squid as the ticket. It's the same program on Anacapa. It's been just really good. If we didn't have this weather and so many boats out, it would continue. But as of today, I guess it's a little bumpy out there, blowing pretty hard. Catalina is kind of the same thing. Silver Canyon has been just fighting like crazy the past few days. There are too many boats showing up per Danny, and it's kind of shutting the bite down a little. If you want to get out there, look above Ben Weston and out west. And there still should be some fish around. San Clemente is turned on as well. Yellows from 6 to 15 pounds, along with bonita in the 3 to 5 pound range. Lots of calicos biting, as well as barracuda. Santa Monica Bay has been slowing down a little on the halibut fishing, although it still is steady. Twilight sea bass or sand bass fishing is still really good. The horseshoe, barracuda have showed up. Mostly small, but there are some legals mixed in, from green buoy to outside rock. La Jolla, the yellowtail game and game fish are definitely picking up. Had a couple buddies on kayaks, catch fish yesterday, saying that there's a lot more fish popping up everywhere. The islands have slowed down quite a bit. There are still some charter boats out there scratching away. The water is clearing up. We should have some better fishing in the next week or so. Bluefin, same deal, out from the Condon Bank to the Mushroom. Fishing's been pretty good. Just like I said, Victory at Sea, kind of same deal. South Billy K got a couple on the kite, so our kite season's starting out. And that's all I got for you guys.
Man, we'll take that for a Memorial Day weekend. Sounds like good fishing up and down the beach. Great to hear about all that barracuda moving back onto the coast too. So plenty of good opportunities out there, Joseph. We'll take that for the kind of official kickoff to the summer season.
Yeah, and if you want to keep track of what's going on, of course, fishdope.com is your source. $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code HOOKUPNOW, lowercase, no space. $30 off with the code HOOKUPNOW at fishdope.com. And what's going on in the real estate game? Lots of craziness, huh?
It is. It's still moving, man. It's pretty odd. Rates are fluctuating. They are going to be heading towards a downward trend here soon, hopefully. But people are buying. You know, Memorial Day weekend's kind of our kickoff for people out shopping, and got a great offer on one property yesterday. Have another one coming in today. So it's moving.
We'll take it. Like you said, the kids are done with school. It's time to make a move, and Yosef's certainly the guy to help you do that. If somebody wants to keep in touch with everything you do, the home eval, just a great guy to have your back. How do we find you?
You can get me on my cell phone, 619-277-2169. On social media, at Cal Realty. You can get me on my website at sportsmansrealty.com. If you'd like a free home evaluation, you can go to SoCal Home Eval, and it'll get one out to you.
There it is. Joseph, appreciate it. Great job. Appreciate everything you do for us. We'll look forward to getting another great report next week.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Again, that catch report sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get the premier fish processing experience. Check out the easier online system to book your processing for your long-range trips. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity, the finest customer service. You can stop by their location on Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com and be sure you make your reservations today.
Indeed. And Sean from SESU writes, great show. I'm curious about CCA has involvement with issues stemming from the pollution of the oceans in Southern California. It seems very important issue that affects our coastal fisheries.
Absolutely. I mean, that pollution is always going to be a big problem for us, as well as, you know, all the rest of the anglers and the whole community, right? We always want clean water and clean oceans. So as far as our involvement goes, I mean, we've been trying to push government agencies like the OPC, like the CNRA, like the Fish and Game Commission to really, you know, that's really the issue. It's not us as fishermen or anglers or whatnot. And we're willing and able to, you know, join in on that fight, join in on that battle. We just need to do it. That's all it is. And, you know, we had a huge disaster back in January with all the fires in LA. Where do you think all that runoff's going? So it's a whole big ordeal. It's a whole big mess. We do keep tabs on it and involve. We just need to do more.
All right.
Very good.
There you go. Hey, I had another great text come through. And again, if you want to join us on the phones, it's 833-288-0973. Not only your chance to talk to Tony and Chris, but also your shot at winning that full day trip on board the Mission Belle out of Point Loma Sport Fishing. This next text says, good morning, guys. It's Bill from Mission Viejo. My question is, as a biologist, scientific diver that just graduated from Cal State University in Monterey Bay, how can I get involved with helping out in all things going on with CCA and be able to add a little information that could hopefully help benefit my fishing community? Thanks for all you guys do.
You're going to send me an email. to talk to you. Go on to our website, send me a message there, send me an email. Yeah, let's talk. I think there's some avenues there, Bill, that can be mutually beneficial.
You know, the bigger point to where we have so many different needs and opportunities for volunteers that want to dedicate either their resources, time, hours, you name it. We can always use it. Expertise as well. Whether it's, you know, in the political field, whether it's in the government field, whether it's in just the biology field. Heck, even marketing or fundraising or whatnot. We could use everything.
Guys need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two of us.
Yeah.
We work 8 days a week.
Yeah, definitely.
And twice on Sundays.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We got more of your phone calls. We got more of your texts. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live at 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, everybody. This is Captain Dwayne Diego, 4-pack chart here to talk to you about the West Coast Marine. When it came time to start pinnacle sport fishing and get my own boat, there was only one choice. I wanted a Parker. Then there's a real good reason for it. The fishability and seaworthiness. I've been fishing on Parkers for years now, and I know the abuse they can take. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty industrial strength boat, probably overbuilt. That's what I need when we're out 12 hours a day for 300 days a year running charters. The guys at West Coast Marine built me one heck of a fishing boat with custom power with steering and throttle controls to the backup bait pump system. My Parker 2520 XLD will deliver me to the fishing ground reliably and safe. Take it from me. If you're ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, honest deal, you need to see West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard. Check them out and their inventory and information online at westcoastmarine.com.
We have your tried to register for the fishing payoff app, and it shows that I'm not registered in the tournament. But I registered with CCA and paid for the PCS show.
So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Looking for the ultimate Alaska fishing experience and the best value in Alaska? Look no further than Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. A trip to Kingfisher includes everything you need to make your experience legendary. The finest fishing fleet in Sitka, the best deluxe accommodations, food, class fish processing, and the best part, it's all included on an amazing price. Kingfisher is Let's Talk Hookup's most popular destination. Hundreds of listeners have experienced Kingfisher charter, and most go back again and again. I have probably heard a lot of big promises from other Alaska lodgers, only to find there were lots of hidden charges. Not Kingfisher. Everything is included. 10-hour fishing days, your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, and fishing gear. All you bring is your layer klothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. Kingfisher Charters, your Alaska fishing destination. 800-727-6136 or check KingfisherCharters.com.
This is Duke Ekstrom from the World Star. In 1983, a group of intrepid anglers envisioned crafting the best sunglasses on the market. Hostess performance frames considered the toughest developments. These styles are packed with features that create any adventure on the water. From the lake to offshore, Coastal collection has a legacy of helping anglers stay on the water longer. Learn more at coastdelmar.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning talking Star Tournament. This has been a great show this morning and lots of great info already coming out too. This has been really, really fun.
Yeah, super fun. Chris and Toni, very dedicated. You're actually employees of CCA California and very few employees that we have. Almost all the organization is volunteers, but you guys work your tails off and we appreciate your efforts for sure.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
We certainly could not do it without our board members, without our volunteers, without the chapters. There would not be us without them.
It's a lot of dedicated, like the chapters, guys. I mean, they work their tails off.
On top of their full-time jobs, right. They're dedicating their evenings, their weekends, their midday, during work, to all things CCA.
And then you've got guys like Bill Shedd, Dave Pfeiffer from Shimano. I mean, so many of key people. Jim Hendricks is another one that are just work their tails off.
Wayne
Wayne, who's retired, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still on our state board. That was the
Yeah.
that was the negotiating.
That was the only way you let him retire.
Yeah, he had to twist his arm to take him fishing on Thursday. I said, Wayne, we're going fishing. It's like, oh, I got a meeting. It's like, wait a minute, you're retired. Hang on, let me see if I get it. We got to put it on Chris.
Yeah, just threw another thing on Chris's shoulders.
But anyway, it was good to get him.
Yeah, no doubt.
For sure. But there's so many dedicated volunteers that work so hard, and very appreciative of those, and that's what makes it happen, right?
Yeah, the CCA model is not an easy one. No one said it would be, but I mean, it's working, it's thriving here in California.
You made a great point when you were giving your speech at that Beacon Award, and it was just how thankful you were for all the volunteers. And you have an agenda. I have an agenda. This is how I make my living. I mean, like this is my business. So many of the volunteers are just there because fishing is so important to them. Exactly what Chris and Toni said. Like they want everybody to make sure that they all got the same opportunities that we do, and it is a volunteer basis. And same deal, man. Thank you so much, to everybody that's doing that.
And let's think about it. Without CCA California, without SAC, Sport Fishing Association of California, we would have no sand bass right now. We would have. What else?
No bluefin tuna.
No bluefin tuna. We'd have
lead ban.
Yeah,
sardine.
The MPAs would take over.
Yeah. I mean, think about all the victories that we've had.
Yeah, I mean,
we'd have no reds. I mean,
exactly.
Two, but in California, but
a lot of people don't realize we've been around for 10 years, and in 10 years we've been quite productive.
Yeah.
From a CCA standpoint, carbs,
another thing.
Yeah.
Engines.
I mean, there's a whole plethora of things that we've worked on, that we're still working on, that we continue to work on. And that's only the advocacy part. We're trying to do more stuff with our habitat program, and trying to, jumpstart our habitat restoration program. Maybe it's artificial reefs, maybe it's beach cleanups, maybe it's a whole bunch of stuff that we're not even talking about yet. And then you add hatchery on top of that. So there's no shortage of work there.
Yesterday, there was a subject about the question of whether the hatchery is working. And there's another issue that CCA and SAC has been heavily involved in, along with Bill Shedd, is the hatchery. It is working.
Yeah.
And there's a productive sea bass fishery, in Southern California now, a lot due to that hatchery.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned at the top of the show, I mean, we're getting good results from our tagged fish, and those are the tags that are coming back. I mean, who knows how many tags that aren't getting turned in with the tags there, that we could have a much higher percentage, and more is going to come out here hopefully in the late summer on the hatchery front too.
And that's why it's so important to donate your white sea bass heads. So incredibly important. And guys like Tucker up north, Mirage, and Tucker on the Endeavor, Mirage, Island Spirit, all those guys up there, Aloha Spirit. Without them, we wouldn't get those numbers, and it's all data.
Texts from every week saying that their freezer's full. Come on up, pick them up.
That's great.
It's unreal. Just
donate the hits if you're a guy on a sport, not on a sport boat. But
there's a number of locations throughout Santa Barbara all the way down here to San Diego. All the major landings have those freezers that you can donate your heads to. Just notate, if you want your name, your number, what boat, what day, drop it in. Where you caught it. Yeah. And generally, they don't really care.
Backside, whatever.
General.
The more information, the better. And
I want your spot. You drop off to me. I want lats and longs. I want to know the current, the water temperature, where your anchor laid.
Yeah.
How good the squid fishing was the night before. Yeah, I just need a little bit of that. That's all.
Not to mention, we have a white sea bass head category in Star Tournament too. So if you donate a head to freezer, there's a little option on your little card that you fill out saying, "Are you part of the Star Tournament?" You click yes, and you're all good.
I love that.
That's cool. One thing I don't think we talked about, but speared fish are now eligible in the Star Tournament.
Speared fish. Okay,
Speared
so
fish.
free divers.
Yeah.
And scuba divers. Yeah. Okay.
Bring it on.
Yeah. Cool. And fish caught in Mexican waters.
Yeah.
Down to Cabo San Lucas.
Most importantly, yeah.
No shortage of opportunity here, guys. No shortage.
Well, while we're talking about this, I wanted to read this text real quick. It says, "Hey guys, what a great show. I regrettably tuned into the radio a little bit late, so I missed a little bit about signups. This sounds like an amazing opportunity. I'm a kayak fisherman. I want to make sure kayaks are allowed and it's not just for long range. And one more time, could you please give me the rundown on how we sign up?
Yeah, kayaks are definitely allowed. I know quite a bit of kayak fishermen already turned in their submissions yesterday. But yeah, rundown is super easy to sign up, whether you go on joincca.org, you can sign up on our website, ccacalifornia.org, or you can even do it. Probably the simplest way is through the Fishing Chaos app. You just download the free app. You can pay right then and there. It's the same thing, and you can go fishing right then and there and start submitting fish.
And it's and the cost is what?
Cost for CCA members is $40. If you're not a CCA member, you join for another $40, so it's $80 at the door. And the youth is only $10, which we mentioned before, but it's super, super important to us. 3 $5,000 scholarships up for grabs for youths between the ages of 13 and 17 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty fantastic. Well, let's jump into the phones, Rick. They're packed up.
They certainly are.
Keep Jeff busy today.
Charles from San Diego is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Charles, thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning to all my fellow fisher persons. Well, I'm really ashamed to say that I haven't joined the CCA yet. I was reading in the Western Outdoor News about the proposed expansion of the Cabrillo State Marine Reserve off Point Loma by 10 miles, and other closures in Southern California totaling over 100 square miles to be considered in June with the Fish and Game Commission. So Mayor McCrae in the article was talking about them moving the goalposts, towards of the 30-30 closure proposal, and it's to me this is just outrageous. To me, closing that Point Loma would be like finding out I have stage 4 cancer. So I'm really glad to hear. I've got it written down to CCA. I'll be going there right after this to join up, and so I can help protect and save our fishing from these so-called environmental saviors that we have to fight. So
yeah,
good for you.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate the support, Charles. Thank you.
All right. CCACalifornia.org. You can just join right on the website.
Yep.
And yeah, and don't forget, donate every month too.
Yeah.
That really helps for sure. Great one here from Cheer in Cardiff. Hi, Chris and Tony and Rick. Quick question, and Pete, he said. When it comes to location services for the Fishing Chaos app, should you always have it set to on or only while using the app?
I mean, it's personal preference, to be honest. Some people prefer the location settings not to be on when they're going about their daily lives. So it's personal preference. If you want to just not even worry about it, whether when you're out there taking a picture of it, you can always leave it on. That's always best. But if you prefer for not to be tracked, basically, you can turn that off and on.
That's not you putting your tin hat on, is it?
So you when you're submitting, you have to have location services turned on?
Correct. Yeah. Or when you're taking a photo, at least, because that provides a geotag with that image.
So that again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a default setting though, right? Like
it typically is.
Yeah, I feel like
sometimes you have an option to say allow.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. I feel like for most people that's going to be a moot point anyways, but very good to bring it up because it sounds like that has been the sticker of some things before. So good to have in your back pocket, but I feel like most people aren't even going to need to worry about it.
I think it comes on naturally whenever you buy a phone or whatnot, but I think when you don't want to have that on, you have to actually go look for it.
Right. Let's jump back in the phones.
You got it, man. How about this time we talked to Joe? Joe's calling us from Pedro this morning. What's up, Joe? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning. It's been a little bit,
For sure.
Great show, and I've always I've been a member of CCA, and my question is, I don't know if this is for you guys, but I'm sure maybe you get your thoughts on it regarding the chandelier rigs that people use to catch bass. Okay. For one of the slowest growing species of calico bass, how is it that authorities allow a chandelier rig with multiple hooks to catch bass, even though you're catching and releasing? Okay, that's the first question. And the second one is a comment regarding how many trips I've been on, and not to kick anybody down, but how many trips I've been on. You go to check into the boat, you've already paid credit card, And never once there's been a bucket on the side with no pressure to donate to CCA, you know, that would certainly please the fishing gods and bring people good luck when they get on that boat when they're nice and happy.
Another,
you know,
right? Yeah.
I mean, honest, you know, we all check in, and you know that boat doesn't leave unless we pay that fuel surcharge, man. Maybe there ought to be something, you know, in there for CCA too, you know. So, but anyway, and that's my statement, my question. I'm curious about the chandelier rig, you know, and you know that's like using 10 hooks for rockfish, but I'm going to release the other ones that aren't of size that I can keep. I mean, how is it that came about?
So I'll answer the second one first. You know, great idea, great thought. I would love to do that. However, I'm very conscious about taking money out of the guys that are working on the boats out of their pockets too. So we want to tip those guys out well because they work really, really hard and all that. And I appreciate the income or the revenue stream potential. But yeah, great idea. Great idea. As far as the chandelier rigs go, I think you had mentioned saltwater bass at first, but then I think you said groundfish at the end. But you know, it's really tough. Some people love fishing the A rig and all that, and that's a really, really fun way to do that. But I really don't have much to offer on that one. I don't know if you guys do.
I just want to be respectful to your position, but I don't see how it's really different than fishing a swim bait. You know, I mean, on a rare occasion, you get multiple fish that are all released the same way, and it's very selective, and you can take what you choose to take, and you can release what you choose to release. I don't know that particular rig is doing any more damage than fishing with a live swim bait or a single, or a live bait or a single swim bait. It's just I just think it's
pitch for a couple rock.
Yeah, I think it's just another tool. Again, 100% respectful to your position, but in my opinion, I don't know that I don't think it's making much in the way of a negative effect. Maybe every once in a while a fish can get snagged up in another hook, but again, cautious release, I think you're just fine.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for the call this
Totally.
morning.
Hey,
you have a good one. Huh?
I thought so. It was a good question for people that are participating in the Stars. Good morning, guys. Could a catch be disqualified in Star if you passed your rod to a deckhand to get you out of a bad tangle, but you're still able to land your fish? From Alex in San Carlos. Nighttime bluefin fishing, some pretty hellacious tangles that have been happening this year. How does that go down?
I can picture those right now. No, that does not disqualify you. We understand fishing sport boats, especially in Southern California, whether it's a tangle that you just have to hand your rod to the deckhand just to basically save either your fish or someone else's fish. Also in ground fish as well. Those tangles happen a lot, but it will not disqualify you. If you have to
And what about if you need a little help getting the fish to the boat, like if you hand it off or something like that? So basically, is it jungle rules are involved?
Yeah, that's really no issue either. And I will say that per the CCA tradition out of Houston, if you happen to win the boat, there will be a lie detector test that you have to go through.
But even if you caught a big fish, handed it off part of the way through, that wouldn't disqualify you. As long as you're honest with what's going on.
Correct. Yeah.
But it's jungle rules as
we
they call it in
understand.
some tournaments. Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Yeah,
we get it.
Yeah, not IGFA rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Very good. From Sharice in Huntington Beach. Good morning, everyone. Happy Memorial Day weekend. We live near a marine protected area that once was a great place to fish. Yeah, no kidding. My question is, once an area is designated an MPA, how long before that can be changed?
That's a great question.
Great question.
We're still figuring that one out. You know,
depends. Do you want the answer that we're dealing with, or the answer that they gave us 10 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, truth be told, never say never. But I mean, when it comes to like, we'll be facing it here in the next couple months with these new petitions that are coming out with the Fish and Game Commission and the MRC, to where that process was really for us to make adjustments. Well, there are also a whole lot of big changes to the MPA network out there that just aren't that really what this process wasn't for. So, you know, I'm sure there's going to be some tweaks here and there. But ultimately our job is to prevent some full scale, large changes to that MPA network. So like I said, never say never, but it kind of depends on who you talk to on that one.
Bottom line is, once they take it away, they're not giving it back. So that's why we have to fight to not let them do that. They want to expand the Cabrillo, right here in San Diego. They want to expand the Point Loma Cabrillo MPA. No, let's not let them. Let's fight to make sure that doesn't happen, because once it happens, it's not going to come back.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. And there's a lot of
California.
Yeah. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that most people just don't see as well, that we do and SAC does. And we all work together with different coalition partners and all that. So all that work's being done right now. I'm sure we'll have quite a bit of news coming up later on this year on that.
Yeah.
Well said. Hey, we got a little bonus on the line. We got Captain Frank LaPresti calling us this morning. Good morning, Frank.
Well, good morning. Good morning, Tony, Chris, everybody.
Good morning, Frank.
You know, I just wanted to add my 2 cents worth. Pete, you hit it on the head. First of all, once they take it away, they're never going to give it back. And it's their goal to eliminate fishing in California, fishing. And the worst part of it is they will lie and cheat to get it done.
No question.
And without CCA and without SAC, you hit it right on the head. We're in deep dealing, okay?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
So do everything you can to stop them from taking away our right to go fishing.
Yeah. And usually
That's right.
with most things that happen, once you start hearing about it, it's almost too late. They've already made their decisions and all that. So it's really important for SAC, CCA, just general anglers that want to get involved in the government relations piece, to get involved early in the process, to make sure that their voices are heard, their input is put. And when we have a call to action to where, hey, there's a big meeting coming up, call in or write your letter or whatnot, it's really important to do that.
That's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
And Frank,
we thank CCA for everything they've done for us.
and good to have you.
Thank you, Frank. For us.
Yeah, good.
You're
Good.
welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good to have you so involved too in what's going on, because you understand the value, right?
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Do I ever?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, 30 years ago, we got away with all kinds of things. Now, today, it's their goal. They want to stop fishing. And I don't understand why, because it just doesn't make sense. But it's the cleanest, best sport in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
No question. Frank is a fellow Beacon Award winner.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he won last year. That was pretty cool. And Frank, thank you for the nice message too. I know you weren't able to come because you were at your granddaughter's event there, but thank you for the nice message that you passed along to Ken Frankie to read at the event, and that was very, very meaningful to me. So thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you, CCA, Tony, Chris, everybody. You know, Ken Frankie, that man just works his butt off. So just thank you. And that comes from our entire fleet.
Steve Frank.
The fleet, Frank, give us a fish report. What's going on?
The fish made a move last night. The guys weren't finding anything until about 3:30 this morning. And 3:30 they found the area of fish, and it looks like it's a big area of fish. And the guys from 3:30 to 4:30, the boats that were there had anywhere from 10 to 20 fish, and it's all beautiful, great. Let's hope that transfers tonight, the next few nights. Okay.
Sweet. But they got back on it even with the little weather being a little bit up.
Yes, they did. Not until 3:30 this morning, though.
Gotcha, Frank. Well, thanks for a great report. Thanks for all you do, Frank, and great to hear from you. And enjoy the rest of the Memorial Day weekend. We appreciate your participation.
We'll do it. You guys do the same.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
Thanks, Frank. All right, I wanted to read a quick text that I thought was a great one to hear. It says, hey, everyone, another awesome show. A couple things. I won the Alaska trip last year with my just single one fish entry. There is absolutely no reason not to join this tournament. You can win an awesome prize and support a great cause. Also, thanks for visiting La Serena High School last week. You guys do incredible things for the fishing community. And what a way to end that out. Couldn't agree more. Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out who's going fishing on board the Mission Belle. We got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
North Olympia,
But
the ultimate choice for marine adventure.
Yeah, that's great.
Starting at electronics,
Packed with cutting-edge technology that makes sleep to eliminate fatal draw. Rugged BTI compliant cases, they're designed to handle the toughest conditions on the water. Stay in control with the
I have 9.
unlock advanced features.
Number 2, 1 and 18.
And DC to DC chargers for fast, efficient, and hassle-free power management. System running at peak performance.
These are really good books.
Yeah.
When
we come back, look for
years to come. Warranty ensures you get the most out of your investment. With dedicated customer support,
Really good job. Really good job.
today. Set up your custom system at NorseLithium.com or visit Lithium.com. Norse Lithium. No matter where the adventure takes you, we got you.
It's selling and it's back at your San Diego County. Featuring lineup of trucks and SUVs. Plus, our San Diego County Ford dealers are honoring all military veterans and first responders with offers going on now. It's your chance to save, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all electric. Visit your local dealership to find the perfect vehicle for you during Ford's Memorial Day sell-a-thon. It's only for a limited time. Exclusions apply. Visit your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. Everything. Got my log.
Playing on Tuesday, like you do not get picked up again until.
My visit to Katmai Lodge is an experience I will never forget. Constructed on the banks of the Alagnac River in Katmai National Park, Lodge is a fishing dream come true. The experience is incomparable. Whether bait casting, spin, or fly fishing, you'll find king, sockeye, chum, and pink salmon, plus trout, grayling, char, and dolly waters. Their guides are amazing. Days are exciting and fun with hot lunches and snacks served on the river. The brown bears, bald eagles, beaver, otters, and other wildlife is amazing. The lodge staff is great. There's complimentary wine, beer, and appetizers, and then a fantastic dinner every evening. Take it from me, a trip to Katmai Lodge should be on your list. For information, visit katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326. Once again, that's Katmai Lodge, KATMAI.com.
California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971. Right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. Find a location near you. Check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
When you're outdoor right here,
They had a bag. They had a bag one day it was bigger than ours, but they spring things to go where we did. That's just for something different, you know. Yeah, it's way easy. 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. The flights are like so ideal. You know, you leave late in the evenings on your travel day going over, so you have your entire day. You don't lose anything.
Seriously, it's the largest on the West Coast, and when you buy from them, they will be there when your binoculars need service. Great price on all their in-stock Fujinon binoculars. Stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego and test a pair of Fujinon binoculars and see which one is right for you. The fishing season is here, and you know you need a pair of stabilized
I'm talking
binoculars. So get them from
UCLA has a fishing club.
Learn more at
So I'll be their guest speaker on the show.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, what a fun day. I can't believe that 2 hours rolls by that fast. But it's time to find out who's going fishing on board the Mission Bell. We're going to flip the prize coin. Chris, you want to do us the honors? We'll see we have a caller or texter today. Today we have a texter. Congratulations, Rory in Lakeside. You are going fishing on board the Bell. Congratulations.
All right, congratulations. CCA, the biggest thing, it says like right there. I support CCA, join today, right? That's the big message, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. And how do we do that?
So CCACalifornia.org, if a great way to join and to also potentially win some stuff is the Star Tournament, CCACalifornia.org/star, and donate monthly. Don't come to our events. We have a bunch of them on our event page on our website. There's literally no way. There's no way that you haven't heard about any of our events.
And get in the Star Tournament.
Get in the
Super
Star
fun.
Tournament. For sure.
Yeah, whether you're going on a sport boat, your own private boat, on your kayak,
From the
whatever.
shore, surf.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks for all your hard work, you and Chris, appreciate very much. And thanks to all of you out there. Thanks to Jeff at the Fan Studio for all he does, and thanks to Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app and website. Next Saturday, Rosie and Jeff Flowers from Central Sport Fishing. Next Sunday, Carl Schmidt from Fisherman's Landing. Thanks for listening today. Happy Memorial Day weekend. We'll see you next week right back here. YouTube, Facebook Live, 97.3 The Fan, and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
On the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, great job, you guys.
Thanks for having me.